All right, if you're prepping for the LECPA, you know manufacturing overhead is a huge topic. But the real goal isn't just to memorize it, it's to get it, like really get it, so it stays in your brain for years. And today, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're cracking the code.
So let's kick things off with something you've 100% been through. Picture this. You and your friends order a ton of food to share. The bill comes, and suddenly it's awkward. Who pays for the shared appetizer? How do you split the pitcher of iced tea fairly? That exact moment, that kind of messy social problem, it's the secret key to understanding a massive concept in accounting.
You see, in a factory, some costs are super easy to track, like the wood that goes into a specific chair. Simple. But what about the electricity bill for the whole factory? Or the salary of the supervisor who oversees everyone? Those are shared costs, just like that pizza. You can't just point to one chair and say, you used exactly this much electricity. Nope, those costs have to be divided up.
And that, right there, leads us straight into what accountants call the overhead problem. It's the big question. How on earth do we assign these shared, messy costs to our products in a way that's fair and actually makes sense? So let's get official for a sec. Manufacturing overhead is basically every single cost to run the factory except for the main ingredients, direct materials, and the people physically making the product, direct labor. We're talking about the rent, the power to run the machines, the people who clean the floors, all the stuff that's absolutely essential but isn't physically part of the finished product.
And this little diagram just nails the whole concept. For direct costs, like the wood for our chair, you can literally trace it. There's a direct, obvious path. But for all that other stuff, the indirect overhead costs, well, they have to be allocated, which, let's be real, is just our fancy accounting word for fairly splitting the bill.
Okay, so this whole need to split the bill creates a huge headache or dilemma for managers. It forces them to make a big choice, and it's a classic battle between getting perfect information and getting fast information.
Just think about it, right? A customer walks into your shop today and wants a price for a big custom order. Do you tell them, can you come back next month? I'm still waiting for the exact electricity bill to come in? No way. Or do you use a really smart estimate to give them a price right here, right now, and win that business?
And that is the trade-off. You've got two choices. Actual costing is perfectly accurate, uses the real numbers, but you only get those numbers after everything's over. It's way too slow. Then there's normal costing, which uses an estimate. It's super fast, you get numbers right away, but you might have to make a little adjustment at the end of the year.
In the real world of business, speed is everything. Managers have to set prices and make decisions every single day. They absolutely cannot afford to wait around. And that's why almost every company on the planet uses a system based on estimates. That system is called normal costing.
So how do they make these estimates work? What's the secret sauce that makes normal costing possible? Well, let me introduce you to the hero of our story today, the predetermined overhead rate.
Let's really break this down, because every single word here is a potential exam question. Key point 1, it's calculated before the year even starts. Key point 2, it uses estimates, not actual numbers. And its whole job is to apply a fair slice of the overhead pizza to every single job you do.
So, how do we build this thing? It's a two-part recipe. First up is the top number of our fraction, the numerator. Before January 1st even hits, the accountants get together and forecast all the indirect costs for the whole year. They add up the estimated rent, the estimated utilities, estimated salaries, all of it, to get one big estimated overhead number.
Next, we need the bottom number, the denominator. They have to estimate the total activity that actually drives all those costs. A super common choice here, our allocation base, is direct labor hours. So they'll estimate how many total hours their production crew is going to work for the entire year.
And when you put those two estimates together, bam, you get this absolute gem of a formula. Seriously, this is your new best friend for the LLCPA. Estimated total overhead cost divided by estimated total allocation base. Screenshot this, write it down, burn it into your brain.
Okay, enough theory. Let's make this totally real. We're going to walk through an example from a company called Yost Precision Machining and see exactly how this calculation plays out. And remember, it is the same simple three-step dance every single time. Get your top number, get your bottom number, and then just do the division. Easy.
So step 1, Yost's accountants look into their crystal ball and forecast that their total indirect costs for the year are going to be $800,000.
And for step 2, they figure their workers are going to clock in for a total of 40,000 direct labor hours. That's their chosen allocation base.
And now for the magic moment. You can see it all come together. You take that $800,000, divide it by the 40,000 hours, and you get the predetermined overhead rate, $20 per direct labor hour. So what does that mean? It means for every single hour a worker spends on the job, the company's going to add $20 to that job's cost to cover its fair share of all that factory overhead.
Okay, you got the concept. Now let's shift gears and lock this in for exam day. This is the stuff that helps you answer questions fast when you're under pressure. Your study hacks are right here.
Here we go. Rapid fire review. First, overhead costs are shared, so we have to allocate them. Second, we can't wait for actual costs. It's too slow to make decisions, so we use an estimated rate, or POHR. Third, this whole system is called normal costing. And fourth, the formula you must know, estimated overhead divided by estimated base. Got it? Good.
If you only remember one big idea from all of this, let it be this one. The predetermined overhead rate is not just some random accounting rule. It exists to solve a real-world business problem. It's how managers trade a little bit of pinpoint accuracy for a massive win in speed and usefulness.
And that leads us to one last very important question, a little cliffhanger for next time. Using an estimate is awesome and fast, right? But estimates are, by definition, almost never perfectly right. So what happens at the end of the year when your estimate doesn't quite match reality? That's what we'll tackle next.